For most people, space is a vast, silent void. But for Ethan Calder, a retired NASA systems analyst, it's a living archive of secrets, some too dangerous to speak out loud. It all began in 1998, when Ethan was working the night shift at the Deep Space Listening Array in Pasadena. His job was simple: monitor and log signals from various satellites and deep space probes. Most of it was static, routine pings from spacecraft that had long outlived their missions. But one night, something different came through. At precisely 02:13 a.m., his monitors blinked with an incoming signal that didn't match any known satellite code. It was strong, rhythmic, almost like Morse code. Ethan isolated the waveform and ran it through every decryption tool available. No match, no ID, no source. That's when he made the mistake of flagging it. Within 48 hours, 2 men in dark suits arrived at the facility. They didn't introduce themselves. They simply entered the control room, pulled the hard drives, and instructed Ethan to forget what he heard. But he couldn't. The pattern, the eerie intelligence behind the signal, haunted him. Years passed. Ethan left NASA, moved to a remote cabin in the Colorado Rockies, and disappeared from the world's radar. But the signal didn't stop. He built his own listening equipment, illegally high-powered radio antennas that he camouflaged to look like trees. Every winter when solar activity dropped, he heard it again. Clearer, louder, closer. And then came the voice. One evening, the signal abruptly shifted. Instead of beeps and pulses, it spoke. Not in English, but in something almost musical. Like a language designed for emotion, not logic. Ethan recorded it, played it in reverse, slowed it down. It sounded like a plea or a warning. He began to research everything he could about unexplained space anomalies. That's when he discovered it. A mysterious object known as the Black Knight satellite. The Black Knight had been whispered about in conspiracy forums and forgotten declassified documents. First spotted in the 1950s, long before humans launched satellites, it was an unknown object in a polar orbit, something no one could explain at the time. Even stranger Nikola Tesla himself reportedly picked up unexplained radio signals in 1899, decades before any satellite could have emitted them. Some claimed Tesla was the first to make contact. In 1960, the U.S. Department of Defense supposedly tracked the object and labeled it as a Soviet spy satellite. But that didn't make sense. It was moving erratically and didn't match any known design. Photographs taken during NASA's 1998 STS-88 mission showed a strange dark object hovering near Earth. NASA said it was thermal insulation that came loose, but the shape, the structure, didn't look like anything man-made, and it was still up there. Obsessed, Ethan built a map of every time the Black Knight passed overhead. He began tracking the object's orbit using amateur astronomy equipment. One night, during a full moon, he saw it with his own eyes. A jagged black shape gliding silently across the sky, faster than any satellite, rotating slowly as if observing. Ethan recorded it. The video went viral. 3 days later, his cabin was ransacked. All his hard drives were taken. The footage vanished from every platform, and Ethan was officially declared missing. That's where I come in. My name is Ava Calder, Ethan's daughter. For years, I thought my dad had gone mad, buried in conspiracy theories and paranoia. But when I received a package labeled, "For Ava, if I disappear," everything changed. Inside were copies of his research, signal recordings, orbit diagrams, handwritten notes, and a flash drive with one last message. It's watching us, studying, waiting. The Black Knight isn't debris. It's a probe, and it's not alone anymore. I didn't know what to believe, but I started seeing the same patterns he did. Photos quietly removed from NASA's archive, strange pulses on amateur radios, pilots reporting silent shadows near their planes. Then I found something even more chilling. There had been at least 11 other researchers over the past 2 decades who had come close to uncovering the same truth. Astronomers, physicists, even a monk in Tibet who sketched the exact shape of the satellite in a centuries-old manuscript. All dead, disappeared, or silenced. Determined to expose the truth, I contacted a network of independent astronomers around the world. We coordinated a global observation of the Black Knight S Next Pass, using everything from backyard telescopes to high-altitude drones. What we found shocked us. The object was no longer alone. There were now 3, identical shapes, same orbit, same eerie rotation. But this time, one of them changed direction. Against Earth's gravity. That should have been impossible. Then the signal returned. Every station involved in the observation began receiving the same broadcast. Again, not in any human language, but now interspersed with fragments of English. Observe, sustain, connect, soon. Governments denied everything. The footage was wiped, but too many of us had seen it. We uploaded mirror copies on hidden servers, encrypted the data, and kept it alive. But things began to shift on Earth, too. Satellites started malfunctioning. GPS systems glitched worldwide. Astronauts on the ISS refused interviews. The northern lights appeared near the equator. And one night, the moon turned crimson red. Though no eclipse was predicted, scientists called it anomalies. But we knew. The Black Knight had been observing for centuries, sending signals back to something or someone else. Now, with multiple satellites in orbit, it seemed they were preparing. For what? We don't know. There's a final message my father left, buried in the last audio he recorded before his disappearance. It was a synthetic voice layered beneath the original transmission. Slowed down, it said. The threshold is near. Integration begins. Your species is unready. Unready. For contact? For invasion? For assimilation? We don't know what integration means, but it's coming. And the signs are no longer subtle. When you look up at the night sky, know this: we are not alone. We have never been alone. And something ancient has been watching, waiting, from above. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more terrifying facts, mind-blowing theories, and hidden truths they don't want you to know. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Stay curious and stay awake.